Last year, I reviewed the National Lampoon's Vacation, the one that started all for the Griswold family. Now let's talk about the second installment of the Vacation series, National Lampoon's European Vacation. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Joel, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1985 comedy flick National Lampoon's European Vacation, released by Warner Bros., directed by Amy Heckerling, written by Robert Klein, based on characters created by John Hughes. The second film of the Vacation series, Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo return as the patriarch and matriarch of the Griswold clan, Clark and Ellen. Plus, Dana Hill taking on the role of Audrey Griswold and Jason Lively as Rusty Griswold, taking over that role. Plus, Victor Leno, I might have mispronounced that, Eric Idle, plus special appearances from John Astin, Paul Bartel, Maureen Lipman, Willie Milowicz, Mel Smith, and Moon Zappa. In this film, the Griswolds are about to be in for another experience as they win an all-expense-paid trip to Europe as chaos of all sorts occur. The film was released on July 26, 1985. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this review on. If you haven't seen my review of the first Vacation, click on that card there. That'll take you to the review in case you might have missed it, which I did last year, or if you want to see it again. Okay, that about covers it. Let's get on with the story. The Griswold family competes in a game show called Pig in a Poke and win an all-expense-paid trip to Europe. And in a whirlwind tour of Western Europe, chaos of all sorts ensues. They stay in a sordid London hotel with a sloppy tattooed Cockney desk clerk. While in their English rental car, a yellow Austin Maxi, Clark's tendency to drive on the wrong side of the road causes frequent accidents, including knocking over a bicyclist they have many run-ins with. Later, Clark drives the family around the busy Lambeth Bridge roundabout for hours, unable to maneuver his way out of the chaotic traffic. At Stonehenge, Clark accidentally backs the car into an ancient stone monolith, toppling all the stones like dominoes, of which they remain blithely unaware as they happily leave the scene. In Paris, the family's camcorder is stolen by a passerby, whom Clark had asked to take a picture of the family. Clark is also mocked by a French waiter for his terrible French, although he does not realize it. The family wears stenciled berets, causing Rusty to be teased by young women at the Eiffel Tower observation deck. Clark offers to get rid of the beret for Rusty, but when he throws it away, another visitor's dachshund mistakes it for a frisbee and jumps off the tower after it, landing safely in a nearby fountain. Later, Clark and Ellen visit a bawdy Paris can-can dance show, finding Rusty already there with a prostitute. Ooh. Next, in a West German village, the Griswolds burst in on a bewildered elderly couple whom they mistakenly think are relatives due to mistaking the address, but the couple ends up providing them dinner and lodging anyway, each family not being able to understand the other's language. Clark turns a lively Bavarian folk dance stage performance into an all-out street brawl, after which, while fleeing, he hastily knocks down several street vendor stands and gets their Citroen DS stuck in a narrow medieval archway. I apologize for mispronouncing that. Now then. Now they're going to Rome. Okay. But which now come close to the ending, so I'm going to go to it. But you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. As I start counting down, if you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. In Rome, the Griswolds rent a car at a travel office, but unknown to them, the men in charge are thieves, holding the real manager captive. The lead thief gives them a car with the manager in the trunk, claiming he lost the trunk keys. The next day, Ellen is shocked to discover that private sexy videos of her from the family stolen camcorder have been used in a billboard advertising porn, leaving her completely humiliated. After screaming angrily at Clark, who had told her he had erased the video, Ellen storms off to their hotel where she encounters the thief who rented them the car. She confesses her recent trouble, still unaware that he is a criminal. The man then tries to get the car keys, which are in her purse, but fails. When the police arrive at the hotel, he kidnaps Ellen and takes her away in the Volkswagen Beetle. Clark chases the thief all over Rome until he ends it up in a fountain. The police arrest the thief. On the fly home, Clark tries to find a WC but falls into the pilot's cockpit and accidentally forces the plane to drop altitude, knocking the Statue of Liberty's torch upside down as Rusty declares, "Yep, the Griswolds are back." In the story. So, what did I think of National Lampoon's European Vacation? I gotta say it was pretty funny and what have you. I mean, it did have a lot of crazy stuff to offer, like its predecessor. However, unlike its predecessor, the MPA, MPAA as it was back in the day, gave this film a PG-13 rating. So anyway, yeah, that was fine and all. And John Hughes received normal credit for writing and story due to the use of characters and ideas from the film's predecessor, but was not directly involved with the film. Hughes would later state that Warner Bros. Had begged him for a sequel to Vacation, but he declined at the time. He would eventually agree to return to the franchise by adapting one of his other National Lampoon stories, Christmas 59, into what would be National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, which would be released 4 years later. So, anyway, yeah. There were tons of locations that were used in this, including London's Tower Bridge, Buckingham Palace, Big Ben, Stonehenge, of course, Paris's left bank, the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, Notre Dame de Paris Cathedral. Oh, the list goes on. Even so, I thought it was pretty fun, what have you. Now, Charles Fox composed the score for this, which even though Ralph Burns didn't come back, who did the first film. Now, this half-featured soundtrack featuring Holiday Road performed by Lindsey Buckingham. You may know him best of Fleetwood Mac fame, plus a few other acts and what have you. It was featured as the film's theme song. So anyway, yeah. I liked lots of the scenes. The Stonehenge scene was pretty good. Well, I've only seen this maybe a few times, just about as much as I've seen Vacation, but even so, I thought it still had a lot of fun stuff to offer. Anyway, the film did okay in my well, it did pretty well. It made $49 million against its $17 million budget. Now, however, its reviews were mixed and what have you. The film sits at 37% on Rotten Tomatoes, saying the film charts a course through a succession of pretty destinations, but the journey itself lacks the laughs that made the original outing so memorable. Well, that's understandable. The New York Times gave it a positive bit, saying, while it's very much a retread, it succeeds in following up the first film's humor with more in a similar vein. This review is from Janet Maslin, adding that the film's best visual humor arises from the mere juxtaposition of European sayings with the funny hats, t-shirts, and soda cans with which the Griswolds announce their presence. Variety, unfortunately, dissed the film, explaining as the family of characters cartwheel through London, Paris, Italy, and Germany, with the French deliciously taking it on the chin for their arrogance and rudeness. Director Amy Heckerling gets carried away with physical humor while letting her American tourists grow tiresome and predictable. Structurally, the film unfolds like a series of travel brochures. Well, that's understandable, but even so, I liked the direction given by Amy Heckerling, who had recently directed Fast Times at Ridgemont High and Johnny Dangerously. And I've heard of that film, but I've never seen it. But I have seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High, though. Of course, this was still just a bit before she directed all Look Who's Talking films and Clueless as well. Now, for our cast, Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo still guy as Clark and Ellen Griswold. Definitely really, really good. Now, Dana Hill now takes over the role of Audrey, and she wasn't too bad. And Jason Lively took on the role of Rusty. Yeah, not too bad. Now, for our for the rest of our appearances, we have John Astin. You may know him best as Gomez Adams of the Adams Family fame, as the Pig in a Poke host, Kent Winkdale, which, from my point of view, that's a kind of a little silly take on the legendary game show host Wink Martindale's name. Paul Bartel played the patriarch of the Froger family that competed against the Griswolds. Yeah. Let's see. Also, we have Audrey's boyfriend Jack, played by William Zabka, who had recently played Johnny in The Karate Kid the previous year. And of course, we have seen him as Johnny again in Cobra Kai. Now, legendary voice actor of Rowan Martin's Laughing announcer Gary Owens is the voice of Johnny, the announcer for the game show, but he was uncredited though. Now there are some characters that we see and what have you. Some of them I'm not too familiar with. Mel Smith appears as a London hotel manager. Eric Idle plays the bike rider, which the Griswolds encounter along the way. We even have the late great Robbie Coltrane, long before he played Rubeus Hagrid in the Harry Potter franchise, as a man in the bathroom seat. And in Italy, Moon Unit Zappa played Rusty's California girlfriend. Yeah, he encounters in Italy. So anyway, so they're pretty good and what have you. Some of the other side characters are pretty good and what have you. So overall, National Lampoon's European Vacation, I'm gonna say it was good. It does feel like a retread, but it does still have a lot of craziness and what have you. So overall, would I recommend the film? I'd say sure, go ahead. I mean, if you felt right at home with the first one, and I know y'all liked Christmas Vacation that came out years later, so why not give this one a shot? It's pretty funny and what have you, but it still has the two great lead characters as the patriarch and matriarch of the Griswold clan. So anyway, that's going to do it. What did you think of National Lampoon's European Vacation? Let me know in the comments section below. If you liked the video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And join me next time when I'm going to try yet again to give you a TV log I had originally planned to give you all last year, but unfortunately due to issues with YouTube, I had to cancel. But I'm gonna try yet again to give you this, and that'll be a TV log of Mork and Mindy. So I hope. So if you like my review of National Lampoon's European Vacation, check out my reviews for some of these other films. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of National Lampoon's Animal House. Or if you'd like something else from Amy Heckerling, check out my review of Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Or if you'd like another comedy film that kind of takes craziness throughout Europe, see my review of Just Married in the bottom left-hand corner. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big B saying, see ya.